So, picture this. You've just launched your game-changing new product. The sales are pouring in, you're feeling incredible. But what if I told you that with every single sale, you're also giving away a critical piece of control over your own invention? It's a legal tripwire that catches even the sharpest founders totally by surprise.
All right, let's get right into it. You did all the hard work, right? You secured the patent, and now, finally, you've made a sale. So you're still the one in charge of that product, right? Well, not exactly. The very moment that money hits your bank account, your power over that specific product, it just starts to fade. And the reason why is probably not what you think.
And this leads us to what I like to call the patent holder's paradox. You have this incredibly powerful legal tool, your patent, that's supposed to give you exclusive rights. But there's a catch, and believe me, it is a big one.
So what is the catch? Well, patent law gives you the exclusive right to make, use, and sell your invention. But, and this is the key, the moment you make that first authorized sale, your control over that specific item is just gone. Poof. It's almost like your patent acts as a one-time use coupon for every single product that leaves your warehouse.
So, what is this legal magic trick, this disappearing act? It all comes down to a principle called patent exhaustion. And let me tell you, understanding this is absolutely crucial if you want to get that control back.
To put it really simply, patent exhaustion just means that once you've been paid for an item you invented, you can't keep telling people what to do with that specific item. The person who bought it is now totally free to use it, to resell it. Heck, they can even take it apart if they want to. And your patent can't do a thing to stop them.
Now here's the really important distinction to make. Your patent still protects your invention as a whole. Nobody can just go out and start making and selling their own copies of your product. That's infringement. But what patent exhaustion does is it severs your control over every individual item you've already sold. And that's where things get really, really messy, especially when you start talking about aftermarket repairs and resales.
And this is where it can really hit your bottom line. Just look at this chart. The biggest impact by far is on aftermarket repairs and resales. All of a sudden, you're in competition with third-party companies trying to service your own products. That can just crush your ongoing service revenue and force you to completely rethink how you price everything.
But hang on, it's not all doom and gloom, not by a long shot. See, once you understand where patent law's power ends, you could start using a totally different and honestly a much more flexible set of tools to protect your business. And that's where we see this big power shift from patent law over to contract law.
Just think of it like a legal handoff in a relay race. Patent law gets you off the starting block. It protects your invention and that all-important first sale. But as soon as that sale is done, it passes the baton. For that one item, patent law's job is over. And now it's contract law that grabs the baton to help you win the rest of the race.
So how exactly do you get that control back? The answer is surprisingly straightforward, a really solid contract. And your new best friend in this whole process is going to be the End User Agreement, or EUA. This is the document that lets you set the rules for how your customers can actually use your product after they've already bought it.
Okay, so you know you need contracts. But how do you actually use them to your advantage? Let's dive into some of the most powerful strategies you can use to navigate this post-sale world and really protect your business.
One of the cleverest things you can do, honestly, is to reframe the entire transaction. Instead of selling your product, you license it. Think about it this way. When you sell a physical book, the buyer owns that copy and can do what they want with it. But when you license a piece of software, you're only giving them permission to use it and only under your terms. By licensing your product instead of selling it, you get to set the rules, and you can sidestep patent exhaustion entirely.
But listen, a contract is only as strong as its enforceability. So what makes it stick? Well, first, you have to be crystal clear. Use straightforward language, no sneaky hidden clauses. Second, you have to get clear consent. A simple click to accept button, an actual signature, that can make all the difference. Third, sweeten the deal. Give them something valuable in exchange for agreeing to your terms, like an extended warranty or premium support. And finally, don't forget about your other IP. Your trademarks and copyrights are still powerful tools for protecting your brand. Okay, so you get the theory, but how do you actually put this into practice? Let's look at some real-world examples of how you can draft an agreement that's perfectly tailored to what you're selling. You can see that there's no one-size-fits-all solution here. It really depends on your product. If you're in the software business, a licensing agreement is frankly non-negotiable.
If you're selling complex hardware, maybe like a drone or some medical device, you'll want to focus on service and repair contracts to maintain safety and performance. And for everyday consumer goods, things like warranties and strong trademark enforcement are going to be your best friends.
And just to throw a curveball in here for all of you with global ambitions, the rules for patent exhaustion can change big time depending on where you are. In the US, if you sell a product, your patent rights are only exhausted within the US. But in the EU, if you sell your product in just one member country, your rights are considered exhausted in all of them. So you've got to make sure your contracts are tailored for the local laws wherever you sell.
So what's the big takeaway here? Patent exhaustion isn't some legal dead end. It's actually a wake-up call. It's a reminder that your relationship with your customer doesn't just stop at the checkout counter. And more than anything, it's a huge opportunity to get strategic and find new, creative ways to protect and grow your business long-term.
So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Is your end-user agreement just some legal formality you have to check off a list? Or is it what it should be, your single most important post-sale business tool? Because in this world, a good contract isn't just a piece of paper, it's your lifeline.